ought to be pretty tough. So it stacks up to be a great day. And in between, some of these phenoms throughout the country will be here showing their talents and skills and wares, if you will.
Should be an excellent day of it. We're about 18 seconds away from getting our starters, and I believe we'll have the national anthem, as this is the first game of the day. So we'll go ahead and take a minute break, and then we'll be back with your starting lineup and get you all set for game one of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on 103.3 FM, The Tiger.
Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Tri-Cities Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Tri-Cities Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Tri-Cities Incorporated, where your trade is worth more.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Gail Sherry. I'm a board member for Community Medical Clinic located at 310 Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Community Medical Clinic's goal is to provide access to excellent health care services that are both convenient and affordable in our local community. Community Medical Clinic is taking new patients every day, and walk-ins are welcome. The clinic is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to serve you and your family members of all ages. All insurances are welcome, as well as patients with no insurance. Community Medical Clinic, providing health care services at convenience with no cost.
And welcome back here to the Cab. We're now underway with the starting lineups for the Ballard Memorial Lady Bombers. And they will be starting number 2, Alyssa Dome, number 3, Megan Walker, number 4, Madison Calvin, number 21, Denasia Robinson, and number 54, Leah Shelley. And the Lady Tigers about to be introduced to the crowd. First lady out is Peyton Young. Next out is number 21, Jada Boyd. Number 31 being introduced is J.C. Jaggers. Number 12 coming out is Lucy Goffinette. And number 20 starting at center will be Bella McConnell. Those are our 5 Lady Tiger starters, both teams in a huddle on the court. One without the Caldwell County Lady Tigers without their coach. Now they break huddles. And to take us into first quarter here, Tiger sportscaster Eric Jacobs.
Thanks, Bob. We're all set for the first quarter of action, getting ready for tip-off. Looks like it's going to be McConnell and Shelley to take the tips for the Lady Tigers and Lady Bombers. Whistle blows, and we are all set for game 1 of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Tip is won by Ballard Memorial. Off the gate, a quick 2 from Madison Calvin gives the Lady Bombers their first lead of the morning, up 2-0. Lady Bombers come out in a press. Caldwell able to get it into the front court. Go right side. They'll skip it into the lane to McConnell. Has that ball stripped. It's going to be picked up by Shelley. Shelley out of the back court. Met by Goffinette. Shelley looks, spins, will drive left side of the lane. Puts it up with the left hand. Off the mark. Rebounded Lady Bombers, but they're going to say she was stepped out of bounds when she caught that ball. And so it will be a Lady Tiger ball. Lady Tigers
Lady
put on pressure early.
A little bit of sleep on the opening tip. They had nobody back defending the Lady Bomber goal.
Lady Tigers able to get it to the right corner. Goffinette drives right baseline, jumper up and in. It's all knotted at 2. 7-12 to go in the first quarter. Walker for the Lady Bombers met by Jaggers. She'll feed it inside to Robinson.
She looks like she got away with a walk.
Robinson trapped down low, and that is going to be a 5-second violation. Good defense there from the Lady Tigers will force the early turnover. Game still tied all at 2. Both of these teams coming in pretty even record-wise. The Lady Bombers coming with a 7-3 record. Caldwell not far behind at 6-3. McConnell pump fake right side of the lane to Young. She'll float it with the right hand off the glass and in. Lady Tigers take their first lead, 4-2. Calvin picking up speed is going to be knocked away at the right elbow. Gets it back to the point to Shelley. Shelley drives the lane, left hand roll up, no good. 2 Lady Tigers will come down with it. Goffinette ends up in a jump ball situation with Robinson. Goffinette will hold. Lady Tigers get the jump ball, and they lead 4-2. As we mentioned, this is game 1 of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic, day full of basketball. Invite you to come out. Teams from all over the country playing. The Lady Tigers lead early on here in this first matchup with a Region 1, Region 2 showdown. Get it to Boyd at the top of the point. She'll go left side of the circle to Jaggers. They'll swing it around to the right side. Young drives, kicks it back out, has her pass tipped. Connell goes for it. Shelley able to pull it away, is going to slide out of her hands, come to Goffinette. Lady Tigers get the ball, work it back around. A 3 from Jaggers off the mark. It's going to be rebounded by Calvin. Lady Bombers in transition. Calvin kicks it off right side. Nothing there. They'll get it to Robinson. Robinson double teamed. Back to Walker. Walker 3, no good. Leaves that one well shy. It's going to be picked up by the Lady Tigers. Boyd driving left side of the lane. Kicks it out to Young for an open 3. That ball's up. Count it. Lady Tigers extend their lead to 7-2, 5:27 to go in the first. Walker in transition in the lane, throws it up. A little bit of contact there and no foul. They're going to say it last came off of her leg. And so will be a Lady Tiger ball.
And the Lady Bombers with 4 turnovers, a little bit shaky on their part. We started off with sleep, but we've run off 7 points in a row on them, Eric, and looking pretty good.
Looking good so far defensively. The Lady Bombers have a couple substitutions. Coming into the game for the first time tonight, Abby Tyson, as well as Autumn Dowdy.
And we're also aware that the Lady Bombers are in a zone defense.
Changed it up a little from earlier on. They started the game in a man-to-man, have adjusted and gone to that 2-3. Lady Tigers work the ball around the arc on the left side with Jaggers. They'll get it to Boyd, back to Jaggers. Jaggers holds. Boyd, nice job, able to hold on to that ball. She's going to drive the lane, floats it up with the right hand. Can't find the bottom of the basket, but's fouled in the process. Looks like that foul is going to go against Madison Calvin. Calvin will pick up her first foul of the game. Will be the Lady Bombers' first team foul. That puts Jada Boyd at the line for the first time this morning for the Lady Tigers. Boyd's first is up and in. Boyd 1 of 1 on this attempt. Her second is up and in. Extends the lead to 9-2 for Caldwell County. 4:57 remaining in the first quarter. Lady Bombers with the ball. Ball high at the point for Calvin. Calvin will hold at the Tigers logo. Kicks it right side to Dowdy. Dowdy holds. Loses the ball. It's going to be up in the air. Young picks it up. Young now in transition, trailed by 2 Lady Bombers defenders. Floats it up, is able to find the bottom of the basket. Nice composure there from the junior to put that away with defenders trailing, and we'll have a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Adams and the Lady Bombers. And Lady Tigers doing a nice job of...
Their defense is really causing havoc for the Lady Bombers. The Lady Bombers look really able to handle the ball, but they're getting themselves stopped from penetrating, and when they get stopped, there's really no outlet for them. I guess they play this drive and penetrate type offense and see who gets open, but the Lady Tigers on an 11-0 run right now, Eric.
And the Lady Tigers doing a nice job on the boards, both offensively and defensively, has really played into this big lead that they've created early on. We're back in action from the timeout. Lady Bombers in the ball. Lady Tigers will press. come out. They're going to dish it out to Robinson. Robinson, top of the circle, is going to drive left side of the lane, floats it up with the left hand, no good. Rebound by Peyton Young. Lady Tigers now breaking with numbers in transition. Boyd's going to take it, kicks it out to Goffinette. Goffinette pulls up left side, up and in. Lady Tigers shooting lights out here in the first half, up on a 13-0 run. As they're steal now by Goffinette. She'll make it 15 with the right hand. And Lady Tigers really taking control early on. They're up 15-2, 3 minutes, 59 seconds to go in the quarter. This is going to be put up by Robinson to break that run from the Lady Tigers. Robinson getting her first points of the night. Lady Tigers up 15-4. Goffinette in the left corner tries to get it to McConnell. That's tipped away and picked up by Calvin. Calvin out of the backcourt, picking up some speed. Going to knife her way through the Lady Tigers defenders. Up, too strong. No good. We've got a scrum for it underneath the basket. The two players tied up, and that will be a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Lady Bombers. So we have two substitutions coming into the game for the Lady Bombers are Alyssa Dome as well as Katie Garner. Lady Bombers two inbound. Right baseline, they'll kick it out. A long two's taken. That's put up and in by Alyssa Dome. It's going to be a errant pass from the Lady Tigers, going to be tipped out by the Lady Bombers. So Caldwell County fortunate to keep the ball on that one. That pass just a little too strong out of the backcourt. They'll inbound to Boyd. Caldwell County up 15-6, 3:16 to go in this first quarter. Ball's fed inside. That's going to be picked up by Shelley. Shelley will hold. Nice handles around Boyd. She'll continue to keep it. We'll kick it out left side for Dome. Dome's going to go up to the point. Wide open three. Up and in. Put away by Autumn Dowdy. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Thomas and crew for the Lady Tigers. The Lady Bombers kind of finding an offensive rhythm there late. And a lot of what we talked about, kind of that driving inside, leaves a lot open around the perimeter. And Dowdy able to convert on that one.
And that's where the beauty was early on. We would stop that penetration. They had nowhere to go. But the last couple trips down the floor, they've been able to knife through, kick the ball out, and have had really uncontested shots.
As we mentioned, this is game one of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Coming up after this one, we have Corinth, Mississippi versus Callaway County girls. And then at the 2 o'clock spot, it'll be Dyersburg, Tennessee versus the Corinth, Mississippi boys. So a day packed full of basketball here. We're back in action. Lady Tigers up 15-9, 2:53 to go in the first quarter. We'll get it to Jaggers. Go to Young. They'll swing it left side for Goffinette. Back to Young. Work around the perimeter to Jaggers. Lady Tigers having a hard time breaking down this Lady Bomber zone.
And they're active in their zone, too.
Swing it out for Jaggers. Goes right corner to Carson Parker. Parker is going to be caught with a traveling violation. Will be a turnover forced by the Lady Bombers. They'll have the ball trailing 15-9, 2:31 to go in the first quarter here at the Cab Caldwell County High School. Calvin brings it out of the backcourt. She's going to be met by Parker. Lady Tigers now in a man-to-man. Skips right side to Dome. She'll hold. Gets it back to Calvin. Calvin looking for the screen. It's going to be set, not able to escape it. Jaggers did a nice job of picking her up. Comes to Domi. They kick it out for a long three up short. No good by Walker. We're going to have a foul underneath the basket. It's going to go against Katie Garner. Garner will pick up her first foul of the game. Will be the Lady Bombers' second team foul. So we'll have a substitution as Garner is checked out of the game. She's going to be replaced by Robinson. Lady Tigers up 15-9, 2:02 to go in this first quarter. Jaggers able to get it out of the backcourt. They'll skip it inside to Parker. Parker right hand able to find the bottom of the basket. Extends the lead to 17-9. Calvin in transition. Calvin goes coast to coast up with the right hand and in. Answers with two of her own. Deficit cut down to 6. Lady Tigers lead. Minute 38 to go in this first quarter. A lot of back and forth action here early on. Get it to McConnell, middle of the lane jumper, can't find it. That's going to come out last off the hands of Robinson. Lady Tigers will maintain possession of the ball for the final minute 29. Young to inbound. looking for some movement, floats it high, top of the key to Jagger. She'll step into the lane, puts it up off the mark. Ensuing rebound's going to be snatched up by Calvin. Calvin quickly to Dome. Dome tries to skip it inside. J.C. Jaggers, nice job reading that cutting pass, is able to pick it off. Now Jaggers at the top of the circle to Young. Contested three. Believe that ball is tipped. It's going to be rebounded by Shelley. Shelley in transition for the Lady Bombers. Shelley behind the back, circles through the lane, kicks it out to Dome. Long two from the left side off the mark. Rebound going to be picked up by the Lady Bombers, put up and in by Madison Calvin. Lady Tigers now lead 17-13, 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. Goffinette's double team. She's able to get it to Jaggers, and a turnover. She threw it off the leg. We're going to have a substitution. Checking in will be Jada Boyd. She's going to replace Bella McConnell for the Lady Tigers. And the Lady Tigers kind of hills and valleys in this first quarter.
We're either looking great or we can't get it done.
Ball's inbounded to Calvin. She'll hold. 33 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Lady Bombers look for the last shot to try and cut the deficit down. Hold and get it right side to Dowdy. Dowdy looking for some help, gets it back to Calvin. Calvin will hold. She's met by Boyd. Lady Tigers in a man-to-man for the final 13 seconds. Calvin holds at the point. Now she'll go to make her move, looks to drive, gets it to Shelley. Shelley one-on-one with Goffinette, finds some room in the lane, puts it up, no good. Young able to come away with the rebound. Lady Tigers not going to be able to try and put a last-second shot up, and at the end of one, it is Caldwell County 17, Ballard Memorial 13. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break, and then we'll be back with the second quarter of action. You're listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on the Tiger Sports Network.
Refreshing soft drinks, still just $1 at McDonald's every day. That's the news, now the weather. Soft drink lovers at McDonald's report enjoying ice-cold deliciousness. Also reported, chance of refreshment, 100%. Get any size soft drink for just $1, only at McDonald's. On a card only, limited time offer at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
And we're back here at the Cab. First quarter of play sees the Lady Tigers from Caldwell County up 17-13 over the Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial. Caldwell County shooting well in the first quarter. I have us with 5 turnovers, a lot of them coming late. Eric in the quarter and Ballard Memorial with 7, and a lot of them coming early in the quarter. So looks like Ballard has settled down, getting a little bit more intense in their defensive effort. And the Lady Tigers are going to have to pick it up a little bit, handling the ball on offense, because Ballard is really, really quick. And the Lady Tigers will inbound it to start the second quarter. And for the call, here is Tiger sportscaster Eric Jacobs.
Thanks, Bob. We're all set for the second quarter of action. Lady Tigers up 17-13 to get it started. First quarter, a lot of action back and forth. Both teams finding the bottom of the basket early on. Young's going to put up a long 2. Can't get the shooter's touch for it to drop. Parker comes away with the rebound. Boyd opts to back it back out to the point. Go right side to Jaggers, thinks about a 3. Pump fake will try and drive. She's turned away by Robinson. Comes out left side of the circle to Young. They get it to Boyd. Boyd's going to drive. Nice pass to skip it inside. Parker comes away with it, but her foot on the baseline will be a turnover for Caldwell County, but a really nice pass prior to that from Boyd to thread that needle through.
Well, it threaded, but I don't. You have to know that your lady that you're passing it to is near the out of bounds line, Eric. I mean, great pass, but maybe not the best decision.
Calvin to bring it out of the backcourt for the Lady Bombers. Lady Tigers back in a man-to-man. She'll go right side to Dowdy. Dowdy kicks it out high right side, screen set. They'll go left side to Calvin. Calvin on the left side of the circle, cuts across the middle of the lane, has that ball tipped. Going for the loose ball was Jaggers. They're going to say Jaggers made a little contact with Autumn Dowdy, and J.C. Jaggers will pick up her first foul of the game. Will be the Lady Tigers' first team foul of the half, and overall a pretty clean game from both sides.
Yes.
Ball inbounded to Shelley. Shelley's going to cut her way into the lane, throws it up, and is fouled.
We better need, I think we need a little double team help on 54 when she starts penetrating. Because she can go behind her back and switching hands, and and taking her one-on-one may not be our best strategy.
She's got around Goffinette. Goffinette ended up fouling her, put Shelley at the line the first time tonight, and that one nothing but net on her first, a pure free throw shot. As Bella McConnell will check in to replace Goffinette. Shelley coming into this game, a 6-foot senior, definitely a size advantage for the Lady Bombers and something they look to utilize as she goes 2 for 2 on her first time at the line. Lady Tigers only lead by 2 now, 17-15, 6:52 to go in the second. They'll kick it out left side of the circle to Young. She'll switch it right side to Jaggers. Jaggers back to the point to Boyd. Boyd will hold, create some space, dishes it right side. Jaggers long two, up no good. Young able to snatch away the rebound. Young's pass is going to be intercepted, picked up by Calvin. Calvin one-on-one with Boyd, puts it up and in for the and one play. Or no,
we got to call her for charge.
No, I believe they're going to get her for a charge. Instead, either a charge or a walk must have been. They may have got her for a traveling violation. Not too sure on the call.
Well, we'll give her a turnover.
I believe it was, would have to say with no foul.
I didn't see the turnover signal.
Didn't either. She must have drug her foot going up for it. Regardless, Lady Tigers dodge a bullet on that one. Still trail by, or lead by 2. My mistake, 17-15, 6:11 to go in the second quarter. Young swings it high for Jaggers, able to corral it with one hand. They'll go to the point to Boyd. Boyd met one-on-one. She'll go left side of the circle to Young. They feed it inside. Left elbow for McConnell. She'll pull up, middle of the key, no good. Carson Parker with the rebound, not able to get that one to convert. It's going to be picked up by Shelley for the Lady Bombers. Shelley going end-to-end, dishes it inside to Robinson. Robinson right hand up and in, and we've got a tie ball game at 17. 5:41 to go in the second. Lady Tigers able to break the pressure out of the backcourt. Boyd's going to knife her way in, fouled. Going up in the lane, she'll step back to the free throw line for the second time in the ball game. Looks like that foul is going to be credited to Robinson.
Foul number 21, Robinson. Her first, team third.
Robinson picks up her first foul, will be the team's third foul. And that will send Jada Boyd back to the line. Boyd's first is up and in. So we have a substitution. Like Hollowell will come in to replace Parker. Hollowell in for the first time this evening for the Lady Tigers. Boyd 1-1 on this attempt, back for her second. Up too strong off the back of the iron, no good. Shelley snatches away the defensive board. Shelley going end to end, wants to take it herself. Driving the left side of the lane, we've got a foul on the floor. The foul's going to go against Jada Boyd.
Caldwell County foul number 21, Jada Boyd.
Boyd will pick up her first foul. Will be Caldwell County's third team foul. 2 substitutions for the Lady Bombers coming in. Alyssa Dome and I believe Annie Fall. Ball come to Dome. Dome met quickly by Jaggers. They'll bring it back to the point to Calvin. Lady Tigers up 18-17, 5:18 to go here in the first half. Ball comes right side for Walker. She'll kick it out to Dome. Dome looking for some space, gets it to Shelley, straight away 3. No good. Ball's going to rebound. It's going to be picked up by Calvin. They'll dish it out to Shelley. She'll take another shot at 3. That one too strong off the back of the iron. A lot of bodies collide going for the rebound. We're going to have a jump ball. Ball will stay with Ballard Memorial.
The 2 Lady Bombers crashed into each other, and one of them a little gimpy right now.
Good to see both of them get up because of a heavy collision. The couple bodies. We mentioned with the jump ball, the ball will stay with the Lady Bombers. They'll inbound it to Calvin. Calvin at the point is going to be met by Boyd as the Lady Tigers try and hang on to this 1-point lead. 4:47 left to go in the half. They'll kick it out to Walker. Walker trying to find some space. She'll back it all the way to the point. Lady Tigers still in a man-to-man. Nice job switching off that screen there. They feed it inside to Shelley. Shelley double team, ball up with the left hand and in. Ballard Memorial retakes the lead, 19-18, 4:26 to go first half. Boyd able to break the press and gets it to Jaggers. Jaggers met by Walker. They'll get it to Boyd. She's trying to find it inside to Parker. Parker, nice job over the outstretched hands of Shelley to put it up and away. Lady Tigers retake the lead 2019.
Great move by Carson Parker then to catch it and go up straight strong with it.
A lot of back and forth here. The lead changes in the second. Feed it inside to Shelley. Shelley over the outstretched hands of Parker. Can't get it to drop. Young snatches away the defensive board. Young's going to take it herself, able to get out of the backcourt. Errant pass is going to be tipped, gets to McConnell. McConnell goes up, is fouled, and somehow finds the bottom of the basket with that shot. That's just pure strength from McConnell to be able to throw that one up and in.
I don't think now we count it.
That foul's going to go against Garner, and Bella McConnell somehow able to find the bottom of the basket. Just an athletic play on that one to take the Lady Tigers and extend the lead to 22-19.
It's kind of a play you think a defensive tackle should be making. She had two people hanging all over her when she let go of the ball.
Threw it up and in. Now McConnell has the chance to make it a three-point play.
Strength really showed there.
She steps up to the line. Ball's up. No good off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Walker. Walker out of the backcourt, skips it right corner. Lady Bombers. They'll get it back to Calvin. Calvin holds. She's met by Jaggers. Calvin looking to drive left side of the lane, kicks it back out to Shelley. Shelley thinks about a three. Now she'll take one. That one well short. Jada Boyd there with the rebound. Boyd picking up some steam in transition. Boyd surrounded by a sea of green. Has that ball careem off of her foot and out for a turnover. Tried to do a little bit too much there, going from end to end, and got swallowed up, and instead will be a turnover.
She got past two of them, but she couldn't get past the third one.
It's hard whenever there's four surrounding you in the middle of the lane to make it much happen. Lady Tigers still lead 22-19, 3:09 to go in this first half. Lady Bombers with the ball. They'll feed it to Shelley. Shelley top of the lane. Long two taken by Dowdy. That one's no good. Contested ball. Last comes off the hands of Carson Parker. So the Lady Bombers will maintain possession. But the Lady Tigers doing a nice job of really limiting Shelley to any clean looks inside that lane.
We've identified that she's their go-to girl inside.
They get it to Calvin. Calvin right side is going to drive in. They kick it out to Walker. Walker looking for Shelley on the outside of the lane. She'll put it up at the left hand and in. And Shelley having a nice first half here for the Lady Bombers. Really having her way when she gets on the inside. The Tigers looking to break the press, get it out of the backcourt. They do, and get it to McConnell. McConnell tries to skip it inside. That's going to come off a Lady Bomber defender. Caldwell County will maintain the lead. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a technical problem here as the scoreboard will go off. With that, we'll go ahead and take a 30-second break, and then we'll bring you back with the rest of the first half action. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on the Tigers Sports Network.
Diagnosis of outer sleep problems, including sleep apnea. 1 in every 5 Americans have significant sleep difficulties, which, when diagnosed properly, can be successfully treated. A few symptoms of sleep disorders include fatigue, morning headaches, impotence, frequent urination, irritability, memory loss, high blood pressure, and loud snoring. If you have some of these symptoms, we may be able to help you identify and treat them before they cause more serious health conditions. Caldwell Medical Center offers studies in lab and in your home depending on your insurance company's requirements. Call 270-365-0200 for more information.
Welcome back to the Cab. Back here at the Cab, 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the second quarter. We got the scoreboard corrected. Lady Tigers up 22-21. Lady Tigers to inbound it, and here's the call by Eric Jacobs.
Thanks, Bob. We're all set for the final 2 minutes, 17 seconds of the first half. Lady Tigers in possession. They inbound, get it to Young. Young skips it to Boyd at the point. Boyd looking to create some space. Will dish it off left side for Jaggers. Jaggers hop skip side of the lane. She's going to be fouled on the floor, and a good break there for the Lady Tigers. Jaggers a bit trapped.
JC got bailed out on that one.
That foul is going to be to Autumn Dowdy. It's Dowdy's first team foul, or first personal foul, the team's fifth. Boyd left hand of the lane. Nice job to float it up with the right hand up and in. Lady Tigers extend the lead to 24-21. Ballard Memorial quickly trying to answer. They get it down low to Robinson. Robinson open, puts it up with the right hand. Deficit cut back down to 1.
Great assist that time by the big girl, Shelley.
Boyd at the point. Lady Bombers back in a 2-3 zone. Going to swing it for Jaggers. Jaggers holds, gets it to Boyd. Boyd's going to drive down the left side of the lane, has the ball stripped, picks it up. They're able to find it up and no good. It's going to be a travel. Boyd had that ball scooped up, kind of forgot what was going on, and turnover force. Pretty even game so far. Both teams, well, Ballard with 8 turnovers, Caldwell County with 9. Ballard now in possession for the final minute 5 of this first half. Calvin will hold high at the point. 56 seconds remain. Caldwell County still in that man-to-man. They get it to Shelley, kick it down low for Robinson. She's double teamed, puts it up, no good. Rebound goes off the hands of a Lady Tiger defender. Will stay with Ballard Memorial, but a nice job there on that one of picking up Robertson on that back door and able to shut her down.
And she knows where to be when Shelley gets the ball. She finds that place right to the right of the basket. She's made several shots from there.
Lady Bombers inbound. They get it to Calvin. They'll kick it out for Shelley at the point. Miscommunication there. She'll hold 38 seconds. She'll hand it off to Calvin. Calvin at the point, looking to work around the screen set by Robinson. Able to pick it up, she's met quickly by McConnell. She'll get it to Walker. Walker at the point feeds it down low for a wide open Robinson, who's able to convert. Lady Bombers take the lead, 25-24, 20 seconds to go here in the half. Boyd to Young. Young left side of the circle, back to Boyd. We'll get it to Young, try and feed Parker inside. They do. Parker may have got away with the travel on that one, but spins, puts it up and in. Lady Tigers up 26, long 3 taken. That one short, picked up by Carson Parker, and that is the way we will end the first half of play. After a lot of back and forth action, it is Caldwell County 26, Ballard Memorial 25. We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute break, and then we'll be back with your halftime stats and analysis with Bob Hayes. You've been listening to Lady Tiger Basketball here on 103.3 FM, The Tiger.
I'm excited to share I'm moving my office to our Princeton branch. That means the next time you're looking for a loan, whether big or small, you've got another convenient First Southern location to choose from. Be sure to stop by to see us the next time you're in town. First Southern National Bank has 2 branches in Caldwell County, 1013 West Main and 101 West Washington Street. Visit us online at www.fsnb.net. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409-424, NMLS 1628379.
Here's a reminder for the people of Penny Line Electric. Before you connect any more holiday lights and decorations, take a good look at all the wiring and extension cords to make sure they're in good shape. Use electrical wiring and extension cords of the proper kind. Make sure they are not cracked or frayed. If you have any doubts about the connections, do not use them. Throw them away and get new connections. A few simple safety reminders for a happy holiday season from the folks at Penny Line Electric. Penny Line Electric, your touchstone energy cooperative.
Porter Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Porter Gas is offering specials on propane. Porter Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Porter Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agricultural propane needs. Porter Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here. Folks keep asking me how KFC can afford to fit 2 pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken, taters and gravy, a biscuit, a medium drink, and a cookie into my KFC $5 fill-ups, and still sell them for just $5. Well, I saved a little money by only paying for 25 seconds of this here 30-second commercial. KFC, it's finger-licking good. At participating KFCs for a limited time. Prices may vary. Tax extra. Extra charge for breast piece and side item substitution may apply.
This time of year, your to-do list is a mile long. Decorating, shopping, wrapping gifts, making cookies. The last thing you need is for your heat to go out. But if it does, don't panic. Just call McGregor Group to get in. We provide fast and friendly service, and we'll have you back in the Christmas spirit in no time. Call McGregor Group today at 270-896-5044, or come see us at 960 Varmint Trace Road here in Princeton. Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it and turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Cab. It is halftime. Lady Tigers with a 1-point 26-25 lead over the visiting Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial. And what was a pretty even first half, a lot of back and forth, a lot of lead changes, and Lady Tigers able to come away with it after a half a play.
It's been an exciting game, and one thing we haven't noticed, Eric, is the crowd here isn't too bad for an 11 o'clock game on a Thursday morning.
Not bad at all.
Across the way, I would say we're at least 2/5, maybe half full on the other side. And we can't see below us, but there's several people here, and there's few in the upper deck. So Caldwell County leading here at halftime over the Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial 26-25. Caldwell County outscoring the Lady Bombers 17-13 in the first quarter, and we're outscored 12-9 in the second quarter. Ballard cutting a 4-point lead down to 1 point here at halftime. Caldwell County Lady Tigers leading 26-25. Scoring for the Lady Tigers, we are led by Peyton Young with 2 2-point field goals and 1 3-pointer for 7 points. 6 points each for Lucy Goffmanette on 3 2-point field goals, and 6 points for Carson Parker, who's come in and done a really, really great job inside. She has 6 points on 3 2-point field goals. We have 5 points for Jada Boyd on 1 2-point field goal, 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe, and 2 points for Bella McConnell on that real strong physical move she made late in the second quarter, missing her N1 attempt. Bella with 2 points here at halftime. The Lady Tigers are 3 out of 5 at the charity stripe. And for the Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial, they are led by Denaja Robinson with 8 points, and she's the recipient of about 3 passes from Leah Shelley, the big 6-footer for Ballard Memorial. Robinson with 4 2-point field goals for her 8 points. 6 points each for Leah Shelley, the lady we were just talking about, on 2 2-point field goals. 2 out of 2 from the charity stripe, and she just barely has missed about 3 25-footers from outside. She has a nice shot. She also has 3 assists here at halftime. 6 points for Madison Calvin on 3 2-point field goals. 2 points for Alyssa Domey on a field goal, and 3 points for Autumn Dowdy on the only 3-pointer made in the first half by Ballard Memorial. The Ballard Memorial Lady Bombers totaling 25 points here at halftime, and we've been given some statistics here, and we were looking at, we had Ballard with 8 turnovers in the first half, and that's what the official stats have reported. We have the Lady Tigers with 9 turnovers, and that's what the stats have as well. Caldwell County with 12 rebounds, 6 offensive, 6 defensive. For their 12, 13 rebounds for, those for Ballard Memorial. For Caldwell County, 4 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive boards for a total of 13. Lady Tigers out-rebounding the Lady Bombers 13-12, and being outshot by the Lady Bombers. Lady Bombers are 11 out of 19 from the field. 2-point wives, 57.9%. 1 out of 5 from three-point land, 20%. The Lady Tigers are 11 out of 26, and a lot of those 11 came early in the first quarter. 11 out of 26 for 42.3%, and 1 out of 8 from three-point. Excuse me, I've got this backwards. The Lady Bombers are 11 out of 26 from the. I'm used to having Caldwell County at the top. Yes. So let's correct this. The Lady Bombers shooting 42.3%. The Lady Tigers 57.9%, and that sounds better because I didn't think we were missing that many shots in the second quarter.
Especially that first quarter.
Yeah, we were probably 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 8. Exactly. But Lady Tigers out shooting the Lady Bombers 57.9 to 42.3 from two-point land, and both teams, Lady Bombers 1 out of 8 from three-point land. Mentioning that Shelley had about 3 or 4 of those shots. It just barely missed. The Lady Tigers 1 out of 5 for 20%. And again, the Lady Tigers 3 out of 5 at the free throw line. The Lady Bombers 2 out of 2 at the free throw line. So a close game all around, and the stats bear that out too, Eric.
It's been an excellent game. This is quite a way to start the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. It's really been an exciting game. Long day of basketball ahead. Just looking at the schedule here in front of me, and after this one, we've got Corinth, Mississippi versus Callaway County's girls, followed by Dyersburg, Tennessee, and Corinth, Mississippi's boys. And then we'll be back on air tonight with the nightcap at 8. Memphis Ridgeway will take on your Caldwell County Tigers in what should be an excellent way to end the night. I know we've got some big-time matchups coming up, especially at the 5 and 6:30 slots, when you've got Westridge Academy from North Carolina taking on St. Louis Christian from St. Louis, Missouri at 5, and then what should be a really big game at 6:30, the Cy-Fair Learning Center, and they're all the way from Texas, coming up and taking on Aspire Academy out of Louisville. And so really some big-time basketball coming up. It should be just a day full of it. We have another day full of it tomorrow, and just an awesome event that's put on by Caldwell County.
It's a great day today and tomorrow as well, and crowd beginning to pick up as we look across the floor. Both teams are at their respective benches for final instructions here for the beginning of the third quarter. Caldwell County with a 1-point lead here at halftime. And a great day for basketball. If you want to see especially the boys arena, if you will, great teams coming in here today and tomorrow. Teams are out on the floor for the to start the second half. Caldwell County to inbound it, and here the call is Tiger sportscaster Eric Jacobs.
Thanks, Bob. We're all set to get this second half underway. Should be an exciting first half. Lots of lead changes in the first. We start off the second half with Caldwell County up 26-25. They will have possession of the balls. It's inbounded to Boyd. Boyd's going to pick up some steam and tries to find room in the lane. Won't be able to find it. Gets it to McConnell. Shot put up off the mark. It's going to be rebounded quickly by the Lady Bombers. Lady Bombers in transition will get set up offensively. Wide open left side for Walker. She'll put it up for 3. Can't get the early 3 ball to drop. Rebound picked up by Young, trapped in the right corner. Young able to break the press from Shelley. Young out of the backcourt gets it to Boyd. Boyd holds at the point. Lady Bombers set up in the 2-3 zone to get us started in the second half. Boyd knifes her way through the lane. Can't get it over the outstretched hand of Shelley. Shelley with the rebound. Lady Bombers try to retake the lead. Shelley tries to work her way inside, has that ball stripped by McConnell as it went behind the back. Now McConnell in transition, floats it up, no good. Goffinette kicks it out to Young. Young will opt to reset, gets it to the top of the key to Boyd. She'll drive into the lane, puts it off the bottom of the rim. Ensuing rebound will be picked up by Calvin, but then we have a jump ball situation. I believe the ball will stay with the Lady Bombers. So both teams with chances early on, neither able to find the bottom of the basket. Lady Tigers still with a 26-25 lead.
Lady Tigers having 2, 3 pretty good decent shots. Just couldn't, a little too far under maybe, a little too far out, a little too much pressure. Uh-oh, yeah. There
we are going to have a, see what the call is.
A turnover carry.
Turnover, but
and then Ballard is taking a 30-second timeout.
So that, a lot of smart coaching there. See that situation. I think you may have gotten that timeout off before the violation occurred.
we'll see when they come back. If it's a turnover, the Lady Tigers will have it. If they did turn it over, it'd be Lady Bomber basketball.
There's no real clear signal. They signaled for the turnover, signaled for the timeout. And we'll see white ball, so it was a turnover. Lady Tigers will have the ball. They'll look to extend that 26-25 lead here early on in the second half.
And Jada has been penetrating the first 2-3 trips down the floor, getting a back pick on one and then blasting through on the other.
Just not able to quite find the bottom of the basket yet as they'll rotate the ball around the perimeter. They get it to Young, left side of the arc. They'll check it back to the point to Boyd. Young, three, up, no good, gets her own rebound. Good hustle from the junior. They'll go right corner to Jaggers for a three. That one's left short. It's going to be rebounded by Walker. Walker and the Lady Bombers picking up speed in transition. They try and get it down low to Robinson. Ball's tipped around, and they're going to say it last came off the hands of Robinson, so good transition defense from the Lady Tigers, able to shut that fast break down.
And again, Lady Bombers starting off like they did in the first quarter. 3 turnovers already here in the third quarter.
Jaggers is going to be double teamed in the backcourt. They're able to break the press and get it left side of the circle to Young. Young to Boyd at the point. She'll back up and hold, looks to create some space. Instead, we'll dish it off to Jaggers. Jaggers back to Boyd. Boyd tries to work around the screen, a little bit of contact. Pass is going to be tipped by Calvin. Calvin able to pick it up. 2 Lady Tigers defenders on her. Can't finish the rebound. 3 Lady Bombers go up for it. It's going to be pulled away by Calvin, put up and in. Lady Bombers take the first lead of the second half, up 27-26. 5:37 to go in the third quarter. Lady Tigers trying to break the press. Instead, we'll turn it over to Calvin. Calvin went down and slid, and they're going to say it's a traveling violation. Lady Tigers may be lucky not to escape with a foul on that one after a little contact, but regardless, they will hold on to the ball.
I think we caught a break then, Eric, because we definitely turned it over and made contact with the lady.
So Lady Tigers able to come away with a little bit of help from the officials on that one. They look to retake the lead down 27-26. Goes left corner to Goffinette. They'll get it to Young. Young back to Boyd. Step inside to Goffinette in the corner. They try and feed Carson Parker down low. Ball off of her hands, picked up by Shelley. Shelley in transition will take it end to end. Thinks about a three, kicks it to the right corner for Dome. Back to Shelley, spins middle of the lane, left hand up, off the mark. Peyton Young with the defensive board. Young to Boyd. Both teams struggling offensively to start it. Boyd pulls up middle of the lane, gets the floater to drop. Yeah, Lady Tigers retake the lead.
Yeah, that's her shot, that little soft 5-foot floater.
Lady Bombers feed it inside to Robinson. Robinson kicks it off to Calvin. Calvin tries to muscle her way into the lane. Ooh. Instead kicks it out to Shelley for a long three. Shelley's three ball up and in. Lady Bombers up 30-28. This is their matches their largest lead of the game, which started right off the tip-off. Boyd for the Lady Tigers, and met quickly by Dome. She'll go right side to Jaggers. Jaggers to Goffinette. Goffinette opts to give it back to Jaggers. Jaggers wants to drive. Can't penetrate in. It's going to have a jump ball. But she's hung up on the lane. Lady Tigers maintain possession. Have a substitution for the Lady Bombers coming in as Autumn Dowdy. She is going to replace Alyssa Dome. Young to inbound. We'll get it to Jaggers to Boyd. Back to Young. High arcing three. Off the back of the iron. No good. Robinson almost is able to corral that rebound. Instead, we'll put the ball on the baseline. Lady Tigers with a break will hang on to that one. Lady Tigers trail by 2, 30-28, 4:07 to go in this third quarter. Young to inbound. Will float it high to Boyd. They'll go back to the corner to Young. Feeds it inside to Parker. She'll spin. Can't get around Shelley. Her pass is tipped. Young heads up play there, able to corral it. Lady Tigers take a deep breath and reset. Lady Bombers still in that zone as they go to Jaggers. Head fake, steps inside the circle. Up, no good. Left that one short. Shelley comes away with the defensive board. Shelley and the Bombers in transition. Shelley left side dishes it out. Long three taken from the corner. That one off the mark. Going to be rebounded by Calvin. Calvin underneath is fouled. Put on the ground, and Parker will make her earn 2 from the free throw line. Probably a smart foul if you're Parker on that one. An easy 2.
That was she was in great position to just make it easy 2.
That will put Madison Calvin at the line. Calvin's first rattles around the rim and in, extends the Lady Bomber lead to 31-28. Looking like a good free throw shooting team is Ballard Memorial. Is Calvin's second up and in. We're going to have two substitutions. McConnell coming in for the Lady Tigers. Annie Fall coming in for the Lady Bombers.
And again,
Ballard Memorial not having many chances from the free throw line, but when they do, have been shooting lights out. Ball's inbounded to Boyd. She gets it to Jaggers. They float it down low for Young. Young's going to have that ball swatted away from Fall. They're going to quickly get it up. Oh, that pass cut inside is going to come off the legs of Goffinette. Nice job to step in the passing lane. Calvin tried to feed it over to the left. Instead, the Lady Bombers will inbound. Lady Tigers trail 32-28, 3:20 to go in the third. Think about a three. Instead, they'll go to the corner to Walker. They feed it inside to Fall. Fall spins, puts it up, no good, gets her own rebound. In a lot of trouble, somehow able to hang on to that ball, put it up and in, and it looks like Ballard Memorial has opted to go with two bigs down low and really causing the Lady Tigers a little bit of trouble so far offensively. McConnell cuts across the lane, and she's going to be hit with a travel, and the Lady Tigers having a little bit of a down quarter here, just not really gelling much offensively or defensively. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust with both Shelley and Fall out there. Fall not too far away from the height of Shelley. Walker one-on-one. We'll kick it out to Dowdy. It's going to be a long two taken up and pure shot by Madison Calvin. Puts it up and in, and we're going to have a full timeout taken by Coach Thomas and crew. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break during this timeout and be back with the rest of your third quarter action. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball here on the Tiger Sports Network.
Smith with the law office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
And we're back here at the cab. Lady Bombers taking command here in the third quarter, outscoring the Lady Tigers 11-2. This is one of those quarters where we've seen too many of in the last few years where we score 2, 3, 4 points. We've got to get something done here to get back in this game, Eric.
We do, as the Lady Tigers will inbound now. This quarter, much like the first quarter, just in reverse the roles, as the Lady Bombers have been the dominant side. Lady Tigers looking to cut down a 36-28 deficit. They get it to Jaggers. Jaggers thinks about dishing it out. Maybe got away with the walk there, and that's going to be a double dribble. Just a lot of mental mistakes being made right now by the Lady Tigers. You wonder if that's some of the youth coming into this.
Or a little anxiousness.
A little anxiousness, a little something going on, and having a hard time getting anything going. Lady Bombers get it to Calvin. Calvin double-teamed in the right corner. He's going to throw it for McConnell, not able to corral the rebound. It's going to be put up and in by Autumn Dowdy. Dowdy able to capitalize, and Lady Tigers now face their largest deficit of the morning, down 10. A minute 51 to go in the third quarter. Boyd looking to get something going. Boyd's going to step into the lane and be fouled. That foul is going to go against Autumn Dowdy. That will be on the floor. That will only be the first team foul of the half. Will be Dowdy's second. Lady Tigers to inbound. They'll feed it inside to McConnell. McConnell head fake, puts it up, fouled, and gets the and one play. It's a nice job, that strength of Bella McConnell showing up once again. Foul is going to go against Annie Fall. Fall will pick up her first. And the team's second. McConnell steps up to make it a three-point play. Does. Cuts the deficit down to 8. Or sorry, 7, I should say. Is this going to be a strip ball picked up by Shelley? She'll kick it out to Calvin. Calvin holds, gets it back to Dowdy for three, wide open, rattles around, no good. Fall there with the rebound, is fouled, and puts it away for the and one. Lady Tigers' struggles underneath the basket continue, just not really able to deal with that height so far that Ballard brings. That foul goes against Peyton Young. Young will pick up only her first foul of the ball game, will be the Lady Tigers' second. So we're going to have a stoppage here, a little discussion at the scorer's table. We've got a sub coming in. Carson Parker will replace Peyton Young. I think we maybe had an issue either with the score or the clock. I'm not sure. Hopefully everything is situated, and that will put Annie Fall at the line to try and make it a three-point play for the Lady Bombers. Rattles around, no good. McConnell comes crashing down, able to get the defensive board. And we're going to have a timeout taken, a 30-second one by Coach Thomas and crew. We'll keep you here on this one. And the Lady Tigers really having a tough time dealing with the size that Ballard Memorial brings inside, both defensively and offensively.
With their quickness outside and those two ladies more or less stationary inside, Eric, we're trying to move the ball around the periphery to get something inside, and once it goes inside, we've got no answer. We can't shoot it. We're double dribbling. We're under pressure. That's where a lot of our turnovers have come. So maybe this will settle us down this timeout, and as we get ready to inbound the ball.
And you maybe wonder, a lot of that, one of the strengths of the Lady Tigers is really that team play, and haven't really seen that team play as much in this. It's been more kind of a one-person try and drive and do all the work. Lady Tigers in possession of the ball now. They feed it inside to McConnell. Throws the ball up wildly. That's going to be picked up by Dowdy. Lady Bombers in transition. Dowdy is going to have a turnover forced, and nice job by Jada Boyd there to force her along the out-of-bounds line. Able to force a turnover. Lady Tigers will try and capitalize off this one as they trail by 9 with 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Boyd will hold.
And they're picking our girls up real high, too.
Boyd tries
a lot of pressure.
Drive. They swing it around. That ball's going to be tipped. Picked up by Jaggers. Jaggers now cuts into the lane, gets it to Boyd. Boyd steps into the lane. Ball's up, no good, and they're going to get her for a travel. And one thing you've got to think if you're the Lady Tigers, it's Jada Boyd has a lot of confidence and a lot of skill, but it's very hard to score when you go in 1 against 4.
It's almost impossible, and she's...
Ball's down low to Fall. Fall puts it up and in, extends the Lady Bomber lead to 42-31, 18 seconds left. Boyd out of the backcourt. Will direct some traffic, gets Jaggers over to the left side. Jaggers nowhere to go, returns it back to Boyd. Boyd dishes it off to Goffinette. She'll return the favor. Boyd looks to drive, is turned away. Goffinette, a long three put up, that one well short. And that's how we will end the third quarter. A rough third quarter for the Lady Tigers. They trail 42-31. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break. Then we'll be back with your final fourth quarter of action. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on the Tigers Sports Network.
We want to offer everyone a 15% discount throughout the store, excluding special sales through the end of the year. This is our way of saying thank you. We have a great selection of gifts, and Jake says, forget your fur babies. We have all natural dog treats like Pop's Cafe and Jake's Corner. We offer a 90-day layaway, and financing is available. All of us at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique is located at 235 Northfield Drive in Princeton, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy Living Interiors, everything a home should be.
And we're back here at the cab for the fourth and final quarter to this early morning game between the Lady Tigers Caldwell and the Lady Bombers of Ballard Memorial. Lady Tigers running into a cold snap in the third quarter, being outscored 17-5. Bombers taking the 42-31 lead, and the Lady Bombers will inbound the ball. And here's the call from Eric Jacobs.
Thanks, Bob. We are all set for the final fourth quarter. Lady Tigers trail 42-31. Look to cut into this deficit as the Lady Bombers will start in possession of the ball. Calvin Trapp gets it to Walker. Walker will hold. looking to work around the pick set by Robinson. Walker met tightly by Jaggers. Jaggers drives her all the way back to the Tiger logo. Walker still will hold, picked up by McConnell. She gets it to Calvin. Calvin looking to create some space, cuts across the top of the key, gets it to Dome. They feed it down low for Robinson. Kick it out to Shelley. Shelley long three, or long two I should say, up and in. Lady Bombers extend the lead 44-31. 7:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Boyd across midcourt, unable to hang on to it, comes off of her foot, and a turnover from the Lady Tigers. Lady Tigers' third quarter struggles continue. Ball's going to be inbounded to Walker. Ballard Memorial looking a little more methodical here in the second half with their shot selection. Walker gets it right corner to Dome. They'll get it to Calvin. Calvin able to drive the lane, puts it up with some contact and in. And Calvin really having a great game for the Lady Bombers. Saw the space, took it, absorbed the contact, put it away for two, and will step up to make it a three-point play.
That's her first, team third.
We're going to have a substitution. Hollowell will come in and replace Jaggers, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Thomas. You can see a lot of the dissatisfaction from Coach Thomas, and a pretty good reason to. A really good first half from the Lady Tigers, and just something about I don't know if it's the adjustments made by Ballard or the mindset coming into the second half, but the Lady Tigers have gone cold a bit.
I think experience plays into this a little bit too, Eric.
I believe so.
We're just impatient. We're not handling the ball well out front, not a knock against Jada, but we're trying to do too much, I believe. When you mentioned it, we can't drive 1-on-3, 1-on-4, and expect to accomplish something. We might get by one every 10 tries on that, but eventually it's going to eat our lunch, and I think we've seen that here in the second half.
I think so, and if we can get back to that, what we've seen, the success with the Lady Tigers, just 1-2 passes, find an open jumper, put it in. And that's something we've kind of shied away from here in the second half, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments are made and if that's maybe the style of play we go back to.
Calvin at the line so far today, she's 2 out of 2 at the charity stripe.
Step up, she's trying to make this a three-point play after she was fouled by Bella McConnell. Calvin's up and in, and as we mentioned, Ballard Memorial really a fantastic free throw shooting team coming into this game, and so far in this game have been phenomenal from the line.
5 out of 6 so far today.
Lady Tigers able to break the press. McConnell dishes it off to Young. Young's jumper up and in from the left side of the lane. Looks like Lady Tigers want to be more aggressive defensively off the inbound. Hollowell all over Walker. Walker able to bring it out of the backcourt. Hollowell doing a nice job staying on her. Lady Tigers trail 47-33. 6:28 to go in the ball game. Dome feeds it down low for Shelley. Shelley able to work her way around 2 Lady Tiger defenders down low and reclaim the 2 that Young took away from them.
As they say, she's left-handed, take her left hand away from her, and we haven't done that.
Boyd cuts into the lane, is going to be rejected by Shelley. Shelley feeds it up for Calvin. Calvin all alone, layup and in. Ballard Memorial extends the lead to 51-33. 5:59 to go in the game. Boyd out of the backcourt. Going to go left side to Young. They'll work it around the perimeter. Lady Bombers in a 2-3 zone. Hollowell right side of the arc. Gets it back to the point to Boyd. Boyd tries to feed it in down low. Parker was double teamed. She's going to be fouled in the process. But really a tough pass to make. That foul will go against Megan Walker. Walker picking up her first will be the team's third foul. 2 substitutions. Young and Parker come out of the game. They're going to be replaced by Goffinette and Jaggers. Goffinette inbounds to McConnell. Nice head fake there, throws it up. Too strong off the glass, no good. Going to be rebounded by Shelley. Shelley in transition, feeds it down low for Robinson, wide open. Robinson can't get it to drop. Good rebound by McConnell. She'll get it to Boyd. Lady Bombers do a nice job of getting back defensively in transition. Don't give the Lady Tigers a fast break. They're in possession, and they'll work it around the arc. Comes to Jaggers, long three. That one off the mark. It's going to be picked up by Calvin. Calvin in transition. Lady Bombers steps up middle of the lane. Ball's up, no good. Hollowell able to get the rebound. Hollowell's going to be double teamed, able to dish it out to Boyd. Boyd gets it to McConnell, middle of the lane, puts it up over the outstretched hand of Walker, no good. Rebound off the hands of J.C. Jaggers and out. And the offensive struggles continue for the Lady Tigers.
Just can't get a basket to go down for any calls right now.
Ballard Memorial leads 51-33. 5:10 left to go in the game. Robinson has this ball swatted away from her by McConnell. It will stay with the Lady Bombers. But you've got to think, if you're the Lady Tigers, you've maybe got to try something a little different to get some offense generated. McDaniels is going to check into the game for McConnell. Shelley will inbound from the near side. Shelley gets it to Calvin. Calvin out of the backcourt, met by Boyd. Lady Tigers still in the man-to-man. Calvin able to find Walker. Walker holds. Pick set. She's able to roll off of that. They'll go to Dome. Dome holds across the top of the key, cuts, gets it to Calvin. Calvin able to find a little bit of space. Back to Shelley. Shelley head fake, middle of the lane, up, no good. It's going to be picked up by McDaniels. We get it to Boyd. Boyd's going to drive the lane again and is fouled. So that will send Jada Boyd back to the line. That foul going against Madison Calvin will be the Ballard Memorial's fourth team foul of the game.
Jada Boyd in the line to shoot two.
Boyd steps up to take two. Boyd's first up. Off the back of the iron, no good. Have a substitution for the Lady Bombers. Looks like checking in is Autumn Dowdy. She will replace Dome. Boyd 0 of 1 on this attempt. Her second up. Finds the bottom of the basket. Cuts the deficit to 51-34. 4:34 to go in the fourth. Ball's going to be tipped out on the ensuing inbound. They'll say it last came off the hands of the Lady Tigers. Calvin to inbound. Calvin gets it to Dowdy. Dowdy able to find some space, is going to try and drive. Kareem's out of control, ball off of her hands and out for a Lady Tiger ball. Lady Tigers have a hill to climb as they are down 51-34. We have a full timeout, and with that timeout, we'll go ahead and take a 30-second break. We'll be back with the final 4 minutes and 28 seconds of the game. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on the Tigers Sports Network.
Morgan Funeral Home. We offer safe and secure funeral planning. At Morgan's Funeral Home, we're staffed with experienced funeral planners who know and understand the different methods of pre-funding final arrangements. We can help you design a plan that fits your individual needs and suits your wishes and beliefs. Morgan's Funeral Home, serving families for over 100 years.
And we're back here at the Cab. 4 minutes, 28 seconds left in the ball game. Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial leading the Lady Tigers 51-34. Lady Tigers to inbound it, bring the ball the length of the court, and we're back to action. Here's Tiger sportscaster Eric Jacobs.
Thanks, Bob. We are all set. Lady Tigers with a hill to climb in the last 4:23, trail 51-34. Ball's going to be tipped away, comes out. Lady Tigers will maintain possession. Lady Tigers really did a nice job of controlling a lot of the first half, came away with the lead. Second half have gone a bit cold as they try and get this offense restarted. As cutting into the lane is Jaggers, a nice high flying ball, able to cut it down to 51-36. Defensively, Goff, and that's going to tip away this ball. Lady Tigers coming out very aggressively defensively for this last 4 minutes.
And now is the time to be super aggressive.
Trying to generate any kind of turnover they can, any kind of offense. Ball's inbounded to Calvin. Calvin's met quickly by Boyd. Calvin spins away from her, gets out of the backcourt. Calvin looking to drive, pushed away, hands it off to Walker. Walker one-on-one with Jaggers. Gets it to Calvin. Calvin pulls up, right baseline, no good. Robinson comes away with the rebound. Robinson in trouble, kicks it out to Walker at the point. Walker holds, met quickly by Boyd. Boyd sticks to her. And Jada's going to be called with a block. That's a soft foul that's called just to look like good defense from Boyd. I guess they say she was leaning on her a little too much.
Probably a little too much body, yes. It was not a hacking foul by any stretch. It was a body foul.
Lady Bombers inbound. They'll get it to Calvin. Calvin's going to be met by Boyd. Calvin one-on-one with Boyd, spins around her, drives left side of the lane, kicks it down low to Shelley. Shelley able to put it up and in. Lady Bombers now lead 53-36. 3:24 to go in the fourth. Boyd kicks it out to Goffinette. Open jumper. Can't find the bottom of the basket. Off the ensuing rebound, we have a foul. That foul going against Robinson.
Ballard Memorial foul number 21, Robinson, her second.
She picks up her second foul, will be the Lady Bombers' fifth team foul. Lady Tigers down 53-36. They inbound from the left baseline. Float it high to Boyd. Boyd one-on-one with with Calvin. Boyd kicks it off right side of the circle to Goffinette, returns it to her. Boyd able to hang on, spins around Calvin, drives the lane, puts it up with some contact. No good, but there will be a foul in the process. Foul will go against Megan Walker. Will be Ballard Memorial's sixth team foul. Will be Walker's second. Jada Boyd steps up to the line to take her free throws. First is up. Just short, off the front of the rim, no good.
Jada's form, even shooting free throws, looks a little off, Eric. That ball was just about hurled up there, not shot.
Boyd 0 of 1 on this attempt. Looks to take her second.
Better looking shot.
Put up off the back of the iron, no good. Ballard Memorial with the rebound. Going to be picked up by Dowdy. Dowdy's going to go to Walker. Walker content to hold. Jaggers comes out to meet her. Walker at the point has to do something with the ball. We're going to have, let's see, I'm not sure what's.
We're running, the clock didn't start.
Clock didn't start, so we have another clock malfunction on this one. Lady Bombers now to inbound on the far side. Looks like Walker will inbound. She's able to get it to Calvin in the backcourt. Calvin across the Tigers logo, met by Boyd. We'll get it back to Walker. Walker met quickly by Jaggers. Walker skips it right side for Dowdy. Dowdy's pass tipped by Boyd. Able to be corralled by Walker, but they're going to say it's a backcourt violation. The last came off the hands of a Ballard Memorial defender. Now Lady Tigers with the ball, down 53-36. We've got 2:36 to go in the ball game. Get it to Jagger, swing it to Goffinette. Goffinette open shot. Instead, we'll feed it inside, and we're going to have a travel. The second half struggles continue for the Lady Tigers. Another turnover. That already is their 8th turnover of the second half. We're going to have a travel again on Ballard Memorial, so both sides trade turnovers. Lady Tigers will have the ball. We have a substitution. Dome will check in. She'll replace Downey. And for the last 2:25, Lady Tigers still a big deficit to overcome, down 53-36. They'll look to cut their way into it off this possession. Work the ball around the perimeter. Jaggers open look for three. Too strong. Off the back of the iron. Last comes off the hands of Lucy Goffinette. Will be a Ballard Memorial ball. We're going to have a substitution. Dowdy checking back into the game. She'll replace Dome.
And Tigers still pressing.
Ball inbounded. Jaggers going to be able to come away with this one. Jaggers finds a little space in the lane, comes in, has it blocked, and then puts it off the bottom of the iron by Shelley. Shelley's going to be hit with a double dribble, and so lots of turnovers back and forth. Game's really gotten sloppy here in the last couple minutes of the game. Just neither team having a real easy time just maintaining control of the ball. Jaggers will inbound, shoot it to Brianna Kavanaugh, who's in the game for the first time this evening. Jaggers out to Goffinette, long two, rattles around, no good. Shelly tries to corral the rebound. I'm going to say last comes off of a Lady Tiger defender. Looks like that came off of Shelby Lane. And we're going to have a full timeout taken by Ballard Memorial. With that timeout, we'll go ahead and take a 30-second break. Be back with the last minute 52. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on your hometown station, 103.3 The Tiger.
Are we at?
Just ask one of our friendly tellers. Our tellers will be happy to explain the different checking, savings, certificates of deposit, and IRA accounts that Fredonia Valley Bank has to offer. The Christmas season is a time for rejoicing, and Fredonia Valley Bank would like to express their gratitude to all our customers for making 2017 another successful year. Please come by and visit us during this Christmas season and help us to celebrate this wondrous time of year. 602 Cassidy Avenue in Fredonia and 226 Commerce Street in Eddyville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
And we're back here. Lady Bombers inbound the ball, bringing the ball the length of the court. And here is Tiger sportscaster Eric Jacobs with the call.
Thanks, Bob. We are all set. Ball inbounded to Calvin. Calvin takes it the length of the floor, puts it up with the right hand and in. They now lead 55-36. Jaggers brings it across, thinks about a three. Instead, we'll get it to Kelsey Ford. Ford's pass is going to be tipped. Picked up by Jaggers in the backcourt. She'll get it to Hollowell. Back to Jaggers. Jaggers gets it over to Ford. Ford skips it inside to Kavanaugh. She loses the ball. Lane picks it up. Lane has the ball stripped by Shelley. Minute 19 to go in the ball game. Ballard Memorial really dominating the entire second half, extending their lead to 55-36. They'll be content to slow it down for the last minute 9. Walker kicks this ball off to Shelley. Shelley content to hold, met by Ford. Shelley goes to Calvin. Calvin holds, dishes it back to Shelley, 55 seconds. Ford tries to steal it from Shelley. Shelley hangs on, has the ball knocked away. That's picked up by Jaggers. Lady Tigers in transition. Jaggers cuts across the top of the lane, gets it to Hollowell. She'll float it for Ford. Ford looks to drive baseline, skips it inside to Kavanaugh, puts it up, off, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Shelley for the Lady Bombers. 31 seconds remaining in the game. Bob would say it just about does it for the Lady Tigers. Looks like Ballard will be content to hold. It's going to be a three put up by Downey. That one up, no good. Rebound to Kavanaugh. She gets it to Hollowell. Hollowell holds. Back to Jaggers. Jaggers to Ford, 8 seconds. Jaggers holds, cuts inside, floats it up, no good. Rebounded Lady Bombers, 3 seconds, 2, 1, and that is the way we will end the ball game. Lady Tigers will drop the first one of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic, 55-36 to the visiting Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial. We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute break, and then we'll be back with your post game. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on the Tigers Sports Network.
From your Princeton Electric plant board, meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric plant board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric plant board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Tri-Cube Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, awesome trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Tri-Cube Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Tri-Fuse Incorporated, where your trade is worth more.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Gail Cherry. I'm a board member for Community Medical Clinic located at 310 Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Community Medical Clinic's goal is to provide access to excellent health care services that are both convenient and affordable in our local community. Community Medical Clinic is taking new patients every day and walk-ins are welcome. The clinic is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to serve you and your family members of all ages. All insurances are welcome, as well as patients with no insurance. Community Medical Clinic is providing health care services at your convenience at no extra cost.
Great news. Any size ice cold and refreshing soft drinks are still just $1 at McDonald's every day. That's the news. Now the weather. Soft drink lovers at McDonald's report enjoying ice cold deliciousness. Also reported, chance of refreshment, 100%. Get any size soft drink for just $1, only at McDonald's. A la carte only, limited time offer at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Caldwell Medical Center Sleep Lab offers diagnosis for a variety of sleep problems, including sleep apnea. 1 in every 5 Americans have significant sleep difficulties, which, when diagnosed properly, can be successfully treated. A few symptoms of sleep disorders include fatigue, morning headaches, impotence, frequent urination, irritability, memory loss, high blood pressure, and loud snoring. If you have some of these symptoms, we may be able to help you identify and treat them before they cause more serious health conditions. Caldwell Medical Center offers studies in lab and in your home depending on your insurance company's requirements. Call 270-365-0300 for more information.
And welcome back to the Cab. It is post-game Lady Tigers dropping the first one of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic to the visiting Lady Bombers of Ballard Memorial. And what was really the tale of two halves, the Lady Tigers off to a good start in the first half, came away with a 1-point lead, and then in the second just had some offensive and defensive struggles, not to take anything away from Ballard Memorial, who made some good adjustments, used the size to their advantage, and Ballard Memorial starts off the tournament 1-0.
Well, and you're right, Eric. I think the outside cold temperature finally caught up with the Lady Tigers. We get 5 points in the third quarter and 5 in the fourth quarter for a total of 10 points for the second half, and you're not going to win many games in the second half with scoring 10 points. And we're joined here. We'll go over the stats later on, but we're joined here by Coach Thomas. And I'll let you talk to her, Eric, and we'll do the wrap-up after the coach's interview.
Sounds good. Coach, thanks for joining us. And
thank you.
Just we were talking up here of a tough one to lose, just almost the tale of two halves.
Yes, we came out on fire. We came out ready to play. We played the first quarter, probably the best quarter we played. Well, the first half of the first quarter. And it went downhill from there.
Well, those happen. I think one thing we noted, just kind of get your take on Ballard Memorial, unlike a lot of teams we've seen so far this year, really had a lot of size down low and knew what to do with it.
They're so balanced. You know, they have the size inside, and they're a big girl that can go inside and out. They're a good basketball team. We made them look a lot better than what they are, but you got to give them a lot of credit. They played a really great second half, and we just couldn't get the ball in the hole. Shots that were falling in the first half weren't falling for us in the second, and it really made us look bad. And
so looking forward, at least with this tournament, not done yet, got a lot of basketball left to play. And so from a coaching perspective, what are kind of some things you're looking for to see some adjustments whenever, I think, looking at the schedule, you guys aren't back in action until tomorrow. And so what are some adjustments that from the coaching perspective you hope to make between now and then?
Well, we got to take this time to work on us. We got to find a way to put more points on the board. You know, we have too many turnovers, first of all, so we got to get more shots that way. And we've got scorers on the floor that aren't scoring, and so we got to find some confidence in this tournament, and we got to worry about us more than who we're playing. But the competition gets stiffer and stiffer. You know, tomorrow's games, we play 2 games tomorrow, and they're going to be tough matchups for us. And we play Caldwell and Corinth, Mississippi, and you know we got to continue to get better and use these games to prepare us because we're going into district play in January.
And so this definitely some good competition to do it with. I know Callaway and Corinth getting ready to play the next game here now. And Corinth, the team that you guys had some success against last year in overtime. And so hopefully can channel that. But moving forward, looking into that district play, what are some kind of things you're happy with so far going into it?
Well, I'm happy with our growth. You know, Ballard exposed some of our weaknesses this morning. But we've really grown as a basketball team, and we're coming off of of course, we lost McCracken right before Christmas, but we had a nice little streak there going, and with this young team, we've got to continue to build on it, and we got to continue to get better. And I think this team has continued to get better. Our competition coming up is going to be stiff, and it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging for this young group to keep our confidence and keep our heads on straight and see the big picture. The big picture is, yes, our competition is greater, therefore, you know, we got to pick up our level of play, and we've got to continue moving forward and continue. Our goal is and has always been to get better every time we step out on the floor. So I fully expect us to play better in the morning than we played this morning.
Definitely, and that's something looking, I know, way ahead, although as quick as time goes, it'll be here before we know it with that district tournament. But ultimately, that's kind of the end goal. And so looking forward, especially with a lot of youth and that growth, we're excited to see what all they do, and definitely you guys do a great job with them, and excited to see them in action tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you know, I love this basketball team, and sometimes I want to choke them, and sometimes I want to hug them.
the ups and downs of coaching.
We're just inconsistent. We're very inconsistent right now because we're playing a lot of young kids who are still learning and still growing, and we're going to be fine. We're going to be this is a fun group to coach. They play hard. That's one thing that's consistent about this team. And so whenever that happens, you really can't complain as a coach.
Definitely. And I guess kind of last thing before we let you on your way, big tournament being hosted the next 2 days, the West Kentucky Hoops Classic, and really an awesome job that's put on by everyone that makes this happen. I know Caldwell County and everything, Torrey Hammett and everyone that has something to do with it. Just a phenomenal 2 days of basketball.
You know, there are so many people, so many members of the community that have stepped up to donate and to sponsor this tournament. I'm not going to start listing them, but because I'll leave someone out. But, you know, when the community comes together, good things happen when people work together. And so that's kind of what you see here at this tournament. We've got some big-time talent coming into Princeton, and it's a treat. So come on out and watch these kids play. I mean, I can't wait for the games tonight, and it's just a great 2 days of basketball, and I'm so appreciative of the community members, such as Torrey Hammett, that have been willing to step up and really plan this entire event for us. And it's been a neat experience. This is the second year, and it's just growing and growing. And I feel privileged to coach here because of the support that we have in our community.
And so we're definitely appreciative of everything you do and the great job you do with the Lady Tigers, and we appreciate you coming up, and we wish you the best of luck, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you. And I also want to thank WPKY for always supporting us no matter what. And, you know, it's a lot to cover all these games. Basketball is a long season, and here you guys sit.
It's fun. It's
game
fun,
in and game out, and I appreciate your sponsorship and support of Lady Tiger basketball as well.
Definitely. Well, we're happy to cover you all, and like I said, we wish you the best of luck and look forward to watching you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. That was head coach Melissa Thomas. We're joined by her to get some post-game words. And really, as we mentioned, this West Kentucky Hoops Classic, a lot of big-time games coming up. We'll get back situated, and Bob Hayes will have your stats, and we'll kind of wrap up this first game for the Lady Tigers, and then kind of let you know a little bit about what's going on the rest of the day and let you get on your way. So we've got our stats now here with Bob.
And as we mentioned before the interview with Coach Thomas, the Lady Tigers outscored 30-10 in the second half, and obviously not going to get the job done at any situation involving basketball. So looking at the Tigers, our 10 points in the second half for the game were led by Peyton Young with 9.7 first half, 2 second half, 8 points by Jada Boyd, 5 in the first half, 3 in the second half for her 8, 6 points for Lucy Goffinette, all coming in the first half, 6 points for Carson Parker, all her 6 coming in the first half, 5 points for Bella McConnell, 2 first half, 3 second half, 2 points for J.C. Jaggers, none in the first half, and 2 in the second half, 2 points off her scoring average, as well as a lot of the Lady Tigers today were just a little bit off in their game. For the Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial, really 2 people did the damage in the second half against us. Madison Calvin with 13 points to go with her 6 in the first half. She finishes the game with 19 points. And Leah Shelley, 9 points in the second half to go with her 6 points in the first half for a total of 15. 8 points for Denasia Robinson, all coming in the first half. 6 points for Annie Fall, and all those coming in the second half. Annie was 0 for 1 at the free throw line. And 5 points for Autumn Dowdy on 3 first half points and 2 second half points for her 5. The Lady Bombers today only going to the charity stripe 6 times, hitting 5. The Lady Tigers out there 10 times and hitting 5 for 50% at the free throw line. And looking at the final game statistics here, the Ballard Memorial ends up shooting for the game 48%, and the cold shooting for Caldwell County really shows. We were 11 of 19 in the first half and just 4 out of 25 in the second half for 16%, game average of 34.1%. To contrast that, the Lady Bombers from Ballard Memorial, 13 out of 24 in the second half. And again, they finished 24 out of 50, just about 50%. Turnovers for the game, pretty even, 16 for Ballard Memorial and 18 for the Lady Tigers. And that's keeping within what we had here. Rebound-wise, the Bombers really out-rebounding the Lady Tigers. They've having a lot more shots to rebound that were missed by the Lady Tigers. The Bombers with 35 rebounds, the Tigers with 24, and so basically we were just outplayed in the second half, Eric, to sum it up. I'm not sure what Coach Thomas said, but I'm sure that's all you can take away from our second half performance.
Yeah, just some adjustments to be made, and I think that Coach Thomas and the Lady Tigers will look to have a better day tomorrow. They're done for their day in day 1 of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic, but tomorrow they'll be back in action at 11 a.m. They have the early game against Callaway County, and then later on in the day at 3:30 they'll play Corinth, Mississippi, and Corinth, Mississippi and Callaway about to face off now in the second game of what's really a loaded day of basketball. And after that game, the Lady Tigers will drop to 6-4 on the season. Ballard Memorial improves to 8-3. And both those teams will be back in action tomorrow. As we mentioned, that was game 1 of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. This will be going on all day long here at Caldwell County High School at the Cab. We've got a full slate all the way to 8 p.m. being our nightcap, and we will be back on the air at 8 p.m. where it will be Memphis Ridgeway taking on the homestanding Caldwell County Tigers for the nightcap. But really, if you have any free time today and are a basketball fan in just the slightest, don't want to miss out on any of this action. A lot of teams slated to play, some big-time teams, some big-time names coming in all the way from Texas to North Carolina to Missouri, even a hometown team in Aspire and Louisville. And so just really a big-time basketball day at Caldwell County High School.
You're right, Eric. And really, we got the girls' game, but we followed, as you mentioned, by the boys, and then another girls' game, and then the last 3 games of the day. Some big-time competition, hopefully starting in the 5 o'clock range, and 5 o'clock, 6:30, and 8 o'clock. And we're looking right now how close we are to getting this game started. And we're only probably about 33 minutes. So if we could get by without overtime, without injury, without any long stoppage of play. We should be maybe the Tigers taking the floor and start having that game start around 8:15 to 8:30.
Probably so, and so definitely a lot of basketball. We're excited for it. We'll be, as we mentioned, back on the air at 8 p.m. tonight to get you ready for the Caldwell County versus Memphis Ridgeway. To kind of wrap things up here, Ballard Memorial does defeat Caldwell County in the opening game of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Ballard moves to 8-3 on the season, Caldwell to 6-4. We will be back in action right around 8 o'clock to bring you the boys game and the nightcap. We appreciate everyone tuning in, everyone coming out to support. A lot of basketball being left to be played today, so we definitely encourage you to come out. If not, you can always catch us on the live stream at www.wpkyonline.com. You can check us out on YouTube or listen locally here on your hometown station, 103.3 FM. This has been Eric Jacobs alongside Bob Hayes and Ty Englebright bringing you Lady Tigers basketball. We'll see you tonight at 8.